from RecyGlo, let's start with the basics. What is zero waste and why is it important in the fashion industry?
So zero waste is a philosophy and design principle aimed at eliminating waste at every stage of a product life cycle, right? From design and production to consumption and disposal. So that's what we need to understand first. And we need to understand also it's not just about recycling, but about rethinking the system to achieve and avoid the waste altogether. Yeah, that is it.
Okay, so from your perspective, carbon emissions, what the challenges do we face in achieving it?
So from a carbon emission perspective, so zero waste is very crucial. No? It's a crucial strategy for decarbonization the fashion industry. It goes beyond recycling. It's about rethinking how garments are designed, produced, and consumed to eliminate waste entirely. The fashion industry is responsible for up to 10% of global carbon emission. Much of which is driven by overproduction, synthetic material, and linear supply chain. We can by embracing zero waste principle like zero waste pattern cutting, closed loop recycling, and sustainable material sourcing, we can significantly reduce the industry carbon footprint. However, there are a lot of challenges. Yeah, next question.
Okay, next, what are the key carbon-heavy processes in the textiles productions?
That is a great question. So, and it's important to clear a common misconception. Many people assume that garment manufacturing is the most carbon intensive state of textile production, but in reality, the bulk of emission came much earlier in the supply chain. So let me break it down. So first, it came with the fiber production, right? So especially for synthetic, it polyester, which are derived from fossil fuel, account for about 15% of total emission, 15. No? And nature fiber like cotton also carry a heavy environmental burden due to high water and pesticide use. And then yarn preparation, so including spinning, weaving, is another major contributor, responsible for about 28% of emission, largely due to energy intensity of these mechanical processes. Then come dyeing and finishing, which is the most carbon heavy of all, making it around 36% of emission. This state is also contribute to 20% of the world industrial water pollution, due to the heavy use of heat, water, and chemical. And then come into fabric preparation at another 12%, while assembly or garment manufacturing, what most people associate with fashion, contribute that just 7% of total emission. So finally, transportation and disposal came in. So which may have a smaller carbon footprint in comparison with other stage, but they are still critical in shaping the industry overall sustainability, especially when we consider globalized supply chain and the linear take make dispose model. So if we are serious about reducing carbon emission in fashion, we have to zoom out and look at the entire life cycle, especially those upstream states where the majority of the emission actually occur.
So how can brand balance profitability with sustainability, carbon reductions, and waste management?
So balancing profitability with sustainability in area like energy use, carbon reduction, and waste management step with a viewing sustainability not as a cost, but as a long-term investment. We should need to view in different perspective though. So brand can integrate energy efficiency and renewable energy into their operation to reduce both emission and utility expenses over time. But in terms of carbon reduction, adopting the circular practice like material reuse, sustainable sourcing, and optimizing in the logistics can lower emission and often streamline the cost. So waste management, especially when paired with digital tracking and data, help reduce raw material loss and create opportunity for innovations such as upcycle product line or resale model. Importantly, consumers today are increasingly willing to support brands that are transparent and value driving. So one done strategically. So sustainability not only protect the planet but also build brand trust, open new market, and enhance resilience, making it a win for both business and also the climate.
What kind of certification should they achieve in the fashion and textile industry, and what are some successful silhouette best practice?
So sustainable certificate help validate ethical and environmental commitment, right? There's a main reason that they're doing it. But we also need to differentiate into like different categories, right? So if the brand want to showcase and build the portfolio in the environmental, they should applying for like certification that are more linked to the environmental like impact. So for example, GOTS, right, Global Organic Textile Standard. So for organic fiber, and they have a strict criteria on it, so they can get on it. And another one is like Blue Sign, which is more focused on responsible chemical use. There's also a lot of certification like creator to creator certifying, which will evaluate the circularity and the sustainability. There's also like GRS, like Global Recycle Standard, certifying the recycled content inside the inside your product. So there's also another, if you are kind of like going into like social and ethical like certification, there will be like a lot, SA 8000. If you want to do the ESG reporting with the SA 8000, which cover human right, workplace safety, and corporate ethics. And there's also like fair trade certification, like we will ensure fair wages and ethical labor in your organization. You can also get the B Corp certification, which will assess the overall sustainability across your organization in governance, also worker and the environmental perspective. So if you want to go on to like carbon and climate certification, you can get the carbon neutral certification, like verifying emission reduction and offsetting. And you can also do like science-based target initiative. You can do the initiative like that to align emission goal with the climate science. Yeah, there's overall like certification. There's a lot of certification out there. If you want to build up the portfolio and get trust from the consumer, and then you should probably get one.
Okay, and the last is what would you like to add more for achieving zero waste practice in the fashion and textile industry?
So to truly achieve like zero waste in the fashion and textile industry, we need to go beyond isolated action, like embed the circularity into the entire business model. So that means like investing in regenerative material, like design for disassembly and recyclability, and using digital tool like to track waste and emission across the supply chain. Collaboration is also key. So like brand need to work with supplier, recycler, logistic provider, even competitor to build share system for take back, repair, or like closed loop recycling. So on top of that, like consumer education is really critical. If we don't shift how people buy, use, and diswear clothing, zero waste won't scale. And so finally, I want to say that like integrating emission data into product and design decision, using life cycle assessment for carbon footprint tool, ensure we are not only minimizing the weight but also aligning every step with real climate impact. So zero waste isn't just about reducing material scrap; it's a blueprint for rethinking value, ownership, and responsibility in fashion. That's what I want to say.
Okay, thank you so much. That's an insightful explanations from Mr. Go. We have learned a lot from you, and thank you very much for your answers.
Yeah, thank you very much.